After a long day relaxing on his favorite sofa,
Brian and Stewie get caught up in a show unsuitable for children.
Brian and Stewie get caught up in a show unsuitable for children. Stewie recalls an uncomfortable experience of seeing Magic Mike XXL with his mom, where they couldn't find decent seats, making him feel that staying home and watching TV was far more comfortable. Stewie's resistance angers his mom, who switches to a children's program. Listening to the nonsensical songs, Stewie realizes that children's music never really serves a purpose. Feeling uninspired, he decides to compose his own music, and Brian wholeheartedly supports the idea. Chris asks his parents for money, but is told to earn it himself. So he decides to chase after the love of his life by racing to the airport. Despite help from a driver and even the police, he discovers his beloved is actually the grandmother of a girl he once liked, shocking everyone. Meanwhile, Stewie starts composing children's songs, beginning with one about memories from the womb, happily preparing for his performance. After his love disappointment, Chris returns home discouraged, but later agrees to work as an assistant for a neighbor to earn money. On the day of the performance at Charlie's birthday party, Stewie unexpectedly runs into Olivia, his ex, which makes him nervous as he tries to impress her. The performance by Stewie and Brian is a roaring success, with the kids enthusiastically cheering them on. Brian suggests they go celebrate, but Stewie declines as he already has plans with Olivia. Understanding, Brian hosts his own dog-style party and finds it more fun than expected. Life for Brian and Stewie becomes busier with more shows. Backstage, Olivia comes over, and Stewie introduces her as the president of his fan club. Brian realizes Olivia is trying to flatter Stewie and warns him, but Stewie pretends not to notice, even comparing them to the couple Kermit and Miss Piggy. Chris starts working as Quagmire's assistant, happily taking on all of his quirky requests, and feeling like he's found the perfect job. Meanwhile, Stewie and Brian's friendship hits a rough patch, as Olivia tries to drive them apart, bad-mouthing Brian, and making Stewie doubt his friend. During a performance at Bob's Funland, Brian's guitar breaks, because Stewie intentionally sabotaged it, not wanting to perform with him anymore. After confessing, Stewie storms off, and Olivia quickly approaches Brian, suggesting she take Stewie's place. Initially hesitant, Brian ultimately agrees to perform with Olivia. One morning, Dad asks Mike about her Excel skills, which she quickly answers, before hurrying off to avoid a prolonged conversation. While cleaning, Mom finds various inappropriate items in the dishwasher and questions her husband. He reveals that they're related to Chris's job, who is working as a photographer for Quagmire. Shocked and angry, Mom decides to put an end to it, leaving a message on Quagmire's answering machine, instructing Chris to come home and clear out the inappropriate items. Meanwhile, after Stewie is removed from the band, Brian and Olivia become a well-matched performing duo, attracting a large young audience. However, Brian feels guilty for using songs that Stewie had poured his heart into. When Brian wants to stop, Olivia gets angry, claiming she could easily replace him with any other dog. That's when Brian realizes that Olivia has no real feelings and is a monster in human disguise. Meanwhile, Chris is busy taking care of Quagmire's horse. His parents ask him to come home for a talk, but Chris refuses, proud of earning money through his own labor. Finally, Mom gives him $11, and that's enough to make him obediently return home. After realizing his mistake, Brian decides to find Stewie. He finds him at a grocery store, where Stewie looks sad, holding a lollipop. Brian affectionately calls him and confesses, "You're the soul of the band. Olivia drove us apart, but no one can replace you."